It is a Wednesday morning. Happy hump day. We're here ready. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed as always. Arch City now. I'm Vic Faust, producer Ryan alongside as well. Glad you guys are with us. We take it from 6 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. All things St. Louis all the time. Love it when you guys jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, that's where you can stream us live. And then, of course, we're always on 590 a.m. here Monday through Friday, of course, every day. We take on at 8 o'clock. That's when Hot Take Central 2.0 jumps in with the former Blue Cam Jansen and, of course, Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. We've got lots to get into all the time today, and it's sometimes it's sports, sometimes it's news, it's whatever the vibe, what's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Love it when you guys jump in and help us, of course, and talk to us about everything that's happening, everything that's going on. We're here for you. You guys tell us, is there a shout out? Is there an interview? Is there something from that standpoint that's going on? We appreciate you guys being with us. And of course, as always, we're talking the St. Louis vibe of things. Coming up, how about the weather? It's freaking St. Louis is amazing. Yesterday felt like another spring day, sunshine in the air. Love being with you guys from that standpoint. Also, 64 yesterday? Now we're also looking at about 65, 64, 65 today. And then on top of that, you've got that about 64, 65 tomorrow. Could have some showers tomorrow, what we're hearing about when it comes to the weather. But my gosh, this morning, we got it was actually 68 for the high yesterday, 68. And today we'll be back in the 60s. Might get some clouds tonight. Have some overall temperatures, might drop back in the 40s tonight, but tomorrow, you're talking, I don't know, a storm coming up from the southwest, highs in the 60s again, cloudy with highs in the 50s for Friday. But, you're looking at another terrific week of weather as we kickstarted the first week of January. I hope everybody's back into the spirit now, 2 days in, going into our third day. I did notice traffic is back for whatever kind of traffic we have in the St. Louis area. But of course, we should be grateful because to other major cities, if we consider ourselves a major city, we don't have traffic. We don't. So, we love it and should enjoy it. St. Louis is the big, small city that we talk about. And we'll be talking about a new polling. The 22 fastest shrinking cities in America. St. Louis is on the list. We'll talk about that and what's happening from that standpoint, what can be done. We talk about these things all the time when it comes to where our city is, things that can be done, how we can get better, at least perception is reality. And we've talked about that several times. And of course, one of those things is getting people to our city. And we have one of those coming up today. We'll talk about that. You've got the U.S. Figure Skating Championships, the National U.S. Figure Skating Championships. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks now, promoting the fact that it's here. Well, it's here. Also, from a standpoint of security, because you have a huge event like this coming into town, you need to be able to put some of those things together. The skating club also, the St. Louis Skating Club. By the way, it's the oldest skating club west of the Mississippi. They got a chance to talk with some of the skaters that are in town. And not only is this a huge deal for, our city from an economic standpoint, but you're talking about you've got 3 world champions, 3 in their disciplines. They're Americans in the world. They won the Worlds. So the United States is expected to have a pretty darn good Olympics, which is coming up. And of course, we'd love to see some of the events and the things that are happening here in town as well. So, we're excited for that. We'll be talking about that. Popular Burger Place closing 3 of its locations in the St. Louis area. We'll be getting into that as well today. If you guys have ideas, stories from that standpoint, you can do that too. There's St. Charles tourism restructuring That's another issue. People go over to St. Charles and old St. Charles downtown. Many business owners from the St. Charles historic Main Street area were at a council meeting last night to oppose some restructuring of the city's tourism operations. It's another story we'll be talking about. Sports standpoint, you've also got tonight, big night. We haven't had much going on the last few days coming out of the holiday, but tonight you've got the Blues. Let's go Blues. They begin a 3-game road trip. They're in Chicago tonight. By the way, the Blues are 17, 18, and 8. The Blackhawks, 17, 18, and 7, played one less game. So you're talking about the Blackhawks and the Blues being basically the same team right now, competing for one of the final wild card spots for the playoffs, as they're in from that standpoint. You've also got now basketball tonight. Mizzou looking to make it 2-0 in the SEC. And that was coming off their huge victory against Florida, the upset victory. Huge because Missouri needed to have a good showing, and they actually upset the 22-ranked Florida Gators. And then Florida turned around last night and beat a pretty good Georgia team. So it was like, okay, here we go. We can do this. And right now, well, wait a second. Let me see what I got here. You've got a good opportunity tonight. Missouri is going to be in Kentucky for a battle. Of course, Missouri right now, 11-3 on the season. They have one good win, but it was their last win. They beat Florida, and that put them in a really good spot. So now, when you look at the SEC, and we'll get into that too, Kentucky is an interesting team heading into this game. So Kentucky, on the other hand, they're hosting tonight, and Kentucky lost one game in conference so far. So Missouri won their first game, and now we see what happens tonight with this contest when it comes to the basketball side of things. And then you've got SLU in action tonight as well. SLU is playing at VCU, both off to a good start in conference. VCU's lost 4 games. Missouri hasn't lost. Well, they've only played one. They're one game in conference. So, they'll have their opportunity tonight. If Missouri can get a win tonight, they could very easily win their next game too, which is pretty interesting. And when you look at this game tonight, this is what blew my mind. The spread is 13.5 points. Missouri is a 13.5 point underdog tonight. Against Kentucky after upsetting Florida. I looked at it when I saw the spread. I'm like, what? How could Missouri be a 13.5 point underdog from that standpoint? Anyway, we're here. We're rocking and rolling. Producer Rise. Are you up and rolling? Does your mic work this morning too in our new setup? I don't know. I don't have my headphones on this morning. So
yeah, we can try. I got the cam up too if people can see me as well.
I don't know. I was just trying to show people Producer Rise as well. I didn't know if you were over there, but
yeah, I'm here.
So glad that you guys are with us again, 6:15 on a Wednesday morning as we talk about some of the stories. We'll get into the NFL a little bit. John Harbaugh was fired from the Ravens yesterday. Very interesting there. He was there forever. You can't stay at the same place forever. Eventually things happen. So it is what it is. Jason Garrett, the NBC color analyst, studio analyst, rumored to have be a candidate for the Tennessee job. That blows my mind. I have no idea how that would even happen. We talked about where we'll be with the story on St. Louis City, and then anything else that you guys want to jump into this morning. So we're here Monday through Friday, all things St. Louis all the time, talking about what's happening when it comes to St. Louis and the U.S. Figure Skating Championships that are here. So it begins tonight. Deep roster of talent from the Olympians to some aspiring champions. Can't wait. You got the Milan Games next month. Right now, you've got this is the lead in. This is the opportunity for St. Louis to go out and be on. We're on a national stage. We talked about the economic impact. I believe it was last week, $10 million. You've got some top-notch skaters who are going to be here, world champions that I was talking about from that standpoint as well. It's going to be on USA Network tonight at 7 p.m. And right now, what a great time to have the U.S. figure skating championships here, because as I said earlier, you've got 3 world champions right now who are favorites heading into the Olympics. That's a big deal. There are still some tickets available if people wanted to get out and check it out. And I spent a lot of time yesterday talking about what tremendous athletes the figure skaters are. If you haven't seen it in person, TV does not do it justice. There are some of those things that happen as well. The athletes won gold in the women's, the men's, and ice dance. So when I was talking about that, 3 of the 4 disciplines, they've won. Currently, the world's best heading into the Olympics. So that's a huge deal for the Americans right now, rolling when it comes to figure skating, and then, of course, rolling right into St. Louis this week. And go figure. We've got 60s today, 60s tomorrow, temperatures in the middle to upper 50s for Friday. And then it's like, okay, we'll take this. Everybody come on in. I just thought it was interesting, too, because when you have the figure skating championships in, you're going to have tens of thousands of visitors who are coming to town. And obviously you're going to have to deal when it comes to security measures and things from that standpoint. But Police Chief Robert Tracy, St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, said, quote, we will have people visible. We'll have people that are in the areas that they need to be. We'll have plainclothes police officers that will be out here to make sure that we're watching things, not just at a uniformed presence, but outside as a uniformed presence as well. So people can feel safe. They've thought about that. They've got that going on as well. When you take a look at how many people are expected to have in the St. Louis area, 60,000 visitors. And police have outlined operational plans to be able to cover the Enterprise Center, the nearby transit stations, and, of course, surrounding downtown neighborhoods to make sure that everybody has a safe experience downtown. Producer Rye, you're going to have to let me know if you see more foot traffic downtown on Washington. I know you're on Washington, but you're downtown. We'll have to wait and see how that goes, because it's a huge deal. I mean, you have 10,000 people coming downtown. You're going to know that something's going on.
Exactly. And I know when something's going on. But it's been kind of calm downtown, really.
It's been calm, unfortunately.
It's been very calm downtown. I wish it was a little bit more buzzing with like vibrancy, even though it's like the winter season.
Yeah, Mayor Kara Spencer said, quote, for anybody out there that is thinking about competing on a worldwide basis on any sport, to see the caliber of athletes that we have here in St. Louis right now is tremendous. It's a tremendous opportunity for our community. That coming from Kara Spencer. They had a press conference yesterday at Enterprise to promote everything that's happening in the city this week. I'm glad that we get something. I mean, it's something for our city, and we desperately need it right now, as we've been talking about, when it comes to, promotion and feeling good about your city and everything else that's out there right now. There's always something negative to find, but we try to focus on the positive, as we've talked about from that standpoint. We cover some news headlines. We try to cover the positive, the things that are happening around town, and so forth. So, jump on in. X, Facebook, and YouTube is where you can stream us. As always, we talk about that. The other thing too, when it comes to some of the things that are happening in town, are you familiar with High Point, by the way? Have you ever had High Point burgers? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I do not.
And you're getting the show set up. Sorry about that. High Point, long time restaurant in the area, is closing 3 of its locations. The High Point Drive-In permanently closed in Baldwin, and then Edwardsville and O'Fallon, Illinois. They closed yesterday. The decision announced by the company on social media, it's kind of where you do it right now, indicated that the industry realities coupled with the experience gained over the past few years led to the decision. Customers obviously very surprised. They did have a base. But I guess they didn't have a big enough base. I mean, some of the customers said they were shocked, couldn't believe that was happening, but it is right now. So the company's social media post told followers to expect updates to the core menu with some new creative ideas while taking care of the people and serving the best smash burgers. But here's the other thing. They said that employees will be offered jobs at other locations, but obviously they're still missing the stores that they're going to have in Baldwin and Edwardsville and O'Fallon, Illinois. So High Point's there. Well, I mean, if we talk about the burger places, your favorite burger places, you can put it out there. What burger place could you not deal with leaving? Is there one? Is there a burger that you just absolutely have to die for?
You know what?
You have one?
You know what? That's when you brought up that name, that Smash 'em place.
Well, Smash Burgers is what they're called. That's what they focus on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love Smash Burgers, but I forgot what.
Did you have a Smash Burger when I took you to Winty's in Chesterfield Valley? They do a great Smash Burger as well.
But I know they do have a great Smash.
Yeah, they
burger,
do.
I can tell. I had the fried chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot they even had one.
Yeah, it's pretty good too. Yeah, all that stuff is good.
Hey guys, thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. That's producer Rye here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Let us know what's going on too. I mean, in checking the vibe, we had a lot going on Monday, a little bit yesterday. Not a ton going on today for Hump Day. Tomorrow, we will be interviewing a first responder, Built Different, regarding a new podcast for first responders. Look forward to that. You won't want to miss that interview that's coming up tomorrow either. Just grateful to be able to have some of these guys coming in, talking to them. That's Colin Ledbetter. So he'll be in tomorrow, talk about his new podcast, which is geared for first responders, the kind of work that they do, what's happening, how they're dealing with certain types of issues. Just something that you really hadn't seen a lot of yet. So Colin Ledbetter will be in on Monday. And then we've also got another interview coming up on Monday. You won't want to miss this either. I just love the fact of what it is. It's by Kelly Lamb. She put together, it's called It's About Time, Pivotal Moments, Powerful Voices, Unforgettable Truths. 39, I think it was 39 local women talking about adversity, business struggles, business successes. And you can purchase that on Kindle or paperback, but they've had a lot of early success focusing on women from the St. Louis area. Called Time, and a lot of local business leaders in that. So we can't wait to talk with Kelly. She'll be in studio or with us via phone or another social media aspect coming up on Monday. Look forward to that with Kelly too. And if you guys have ideas for stories or interviews, as always, just let us know. We'll focus that in. We'll pop it up. Look forward to talking and anything else that we can, as you know what we do, as we focus on all things St. Louis all the time, moving forward from that standpoint. Also, when we talk about some of those things that are here, if you haven't seen it, there's something called Life Surge. And Life Surge, it's called A New Year, A Renewed Faith. It's kicking off the 2026 year, Saturday, March 14th at Chaffetz Arena, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the day. It's a Christian workshop about life, led by Tim Tebow. So Tim Tebow will be in town. John Maxwell, Ed Milet, you know of him from social media fame. Also Sage Steele, who I absolutely love, former podcaster now, influencer, former ESPN anchor. Through Powerful Worship, world-class speakers, biblical financial insights. They're coming March 14th. You can get your tickets. Right now it's lifesurge.com. Once again, lifesurge.com. March 14th. They've got 4 different types of tickets you can get as well. But they really put together a top-notch lineup of people as well. Donnie Bolden Jr. as well. Sean Marcel is the president of Life Surge. You've also got the Benham brothers, the acclaimed Kingdom entrepreneurs, just a lot of people that will be there. So March 14th at Chaffetz Arena, you guys can get your tickets now. And of course, we love to promote all of those events and things that are happening and coming to St. Louis. Still to come, we'll focus on some of the sports for tonight. Like we said, you got Mizzou basketball in action, SLU basketball is in action, the Blues in action tonight. The portal is the college football portal is getting crazy as well. Hey, Rye, can I just close out at any time? Are you coming back? I need to make sure. So it's very organic here, how we do some of those things. So anyway, you can jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, X, Facebook, and YouTube. And then you've also got, jump on in, my friend.
Vic, we were organic. We're so organic. I texted you. I was like, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was like, if you see me head out, just go to break in like 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, that's cool. That's what you do, especially when these spots. You don't want to act like you're all too buttoned up. Blah, 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 blah. All right, guys. It's Wednesday. It's January 7th. We'll go to our first break. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. You can catch us here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. And of course, all the time on luinfo.com. Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim McKay at Hayes. Follow us Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. as well. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and have more of Arch City Now right after this.
All right. Everything's sounding good. Everything's looking good.
It didn't look right to me.
Yeah, the cam. I don't.
You
like
got, we look shitty. It doesn't look like it did yesterday.
Maybe because it's a different cam. I don't know, but yeah.
It's a different camera than yesterday.
Yeah, there's just like a bunch of cams in there.
Like those.
Yeah.
It's got.
Like I didn't.
It's got to be the same. There's no way it's.
Just. Yeah. Yeah, this one doesn't work. I also sent you, like, so you can listen to the stuff.
What? Listen to what stuff?
Like the ads and stuff.
When did you send the email?
It was yesterday.
Did you text it or email?
Email. Like you can see yourself. So like when I put you back, you know, to go back on live. You get what I'm saying?
Did you send it yesterday or Tuesday? Is it the StreamYard?
Yeah, StreamYard. You joined StreamYard?
No, it's Okay, allow mic access cam.
No, you don't have to allow all that.
It's not. But here, whatever you sent me is not. This is all it is. The link. That's what you sent me. What am I supposed to do with that? But what am I supposed to? Testing. Hey guys, welcome back into the show. It is Arch City now. So glad you're with us on a Wednesday morning. 6:35 is the time. I'm Vic Faust, producer right alongside Arch City now, here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Getting St. Louis up and at it. Anything going on in your neck of the woods, let us know. You know, we promote St. Louis all the time. Anything and everything we can. Whatever you guys also want to talk about. Sports, news, headlines, movies, entertainment, music, obviously restaurants, anything and everything you guys want to do, just bring it forward and we'll get it going this morning. I found this interesting too. By the way, the weather is going to be freaking amazing again. It was great yesterday, 60s. Going to be in the 60s again today. Sunny yesterday. 68 for the high yesterday. On January 6th, sunny and 68. What a day it was there. Also, we're going to be in the 60s today. Appears to be in the 60s tomorrow. Maybe a little rain, thunderstorms like that tomorrow. And then, of course, we'll move forward on to Friday, getting into the 50s and so forth. So what we've got going on from that standpoint, appreciate you guys being with us. is Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us today from 8 to 10 o'clock. Then it's the MIZ STL show. That's with Grant Salzman and Brendan Schaefer. Then you've got the Charlie Toon and his posse coming up today from 11 to 1 o'clock. Grateful from that standpoint. Also, when you think about the things that are going on, we've talked about it in the first block. We'll talk about it all today. If you have any Olympic memories you want to share, you can jump in on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Figure skating prowess. The U.S. figure skating champs here in St. Louis this week. Glad you guys are with us as well. For that, you've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They'll be here Sunday when they announce the team. The United States is also right now one of the leaders in the world. 3 world champions of 4 disciplines, all Americans. So it's a big, big deal. A lot of hype for the Americans, and they're all going to be in St. Louis. They're here right now. And of course, we can't wait to see what happens with the Olympics that are coming up in Milan. And of course, the U.S. Figure Skating Championships lead into that as well. Coming up tomorrow, Colin Ledbetter, we talked about that in first break, will be here in studio to promote a podcast for first responders. You won't want to miss that. He was shot in the line of duty, almost lost his life, could not be an officer anymore. He made it. Now he's got a platform to try and give back to first responders. And so people can kind of understand a little bit more about what it's like for the men and women who choose that field and choose to serve. Kelly Lamb Montgomery will be here on Monday to talk about her new venture that we were just speaking about when it comes to 39 women, all about their successes, their adversities in life that they've gone through. It's called Time, Pivotal Moments, Powerful Voices, Unforgettable Truths. It's a new ebook. You can get it on Kindle. You can get the paperback as well. You can purchase through Amazon, and just another really good way, very good way to try to promote St. Louis women and what's happening here. And of course, we love it when you guys tell us these stories that are happening and what's going on. That's how we know. Appreciate it when you guys jump in on X and Facebook and YouTube to let us know what's happening in your town, to promote whatever you guys got going on. It's our opportunity as well to make sure that we're doing our part here in St. Louis. So you can chime in. We say thank you for watching us as we promote things that are going on. And some days, there's a lot going on in the area. And then other days there's not. And that's where we rely on you guys to jump in, talk with us, let us know where you're coming from and so forth. But we're back into the mix. School is back in session. Kids back. Also, it's interesting too. I was thinking about my son, who's a senior in high school. They do an internship. So they do a 2-week internship before they even head back. So they come back. They have to do a 2-week internship in a field that they may be interested in it as well. So I just thought that was interesting. It's something I wished I could have done in high school when I did there. I was curious if that's the case at some of the other schools in the area, if this is common, uncommon, and so forth. I just know that 2 days in, he liked it. He appreciated the opportunity to do that. So, to give people an idea of, you think you may want to do something, but then if you go try it out, you're like, yeah, maybe not. Or absolutely, I love this. I would love to continue to follow through on this and see, if there's something I could do with this. So anyway, 6:41 is the time. We'll get this story out of the way now. We kind of know, we've seen some of these things happening. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is. St. Louis is on the list as one of the top 22 fastest shrinking cities. It's no news here. We know it. We've talked about it. A lot of very successful, intelligent, creative business people, men and women in the St. Louis area, currently doing their best to try to make sure that the perception of St. Louis is a proper one, a positive one, and one that people can get behind all kinds of people. I mean, Bob Laughlin, Ron Kraszewski, all kinds of business people trying to make sure that that happens downtown, including the city officials. But you still have an issue where St. Louis is struggling, city suburb fragmentation, if you will, violence. I'm not quite sure that that's there as much in the city as people think. I mean, you talk to people who live there and go there, and people tell you they'll feel safe. There are people who say that they don't. And obviously, there's been people who've been robbed or cars broken into. We've had several of those stories that come in, but there is the positive aspect, and every city has its positives and its negatives. But there's no doubt that the population has trended down. You look at the city schools, you look at businesses moving out of the city. It's a fact. There's some strong medical and aerospace anchors, according to the article, yet persistent neighborhood disinvestment. Companies not putting money into St. Louis in the neighborhoods. And a lot of times if you drive through, you'll see it. So they go on to say, if you are considering St. Louis, pick carefully by school district routes, your commute routes, and crime patterns. Buyers should examine rehab quality in historic housing. Investors can find cash flow, but must plan for insurance, permitting, and renovation risk. Regional collaboration around transit, tech corridors, and site readiness could change the trajectory, but the timeline is measured in years, not months. So that's what St. Louis was wrote up on when it came to other cities, or Buffalo, New York, Cleveland, Urbana, Illinois, Blacksburg, Virginia, Bloomington, Illinois, Panama City, Florida, Chico, California, Sioux City, Grand Island, Nebraska. I'd never even heard of that. Portage, Michigan as well. So anyway, you kind of knew St. Louis was going to be on the list, but it is what it is. There's some positives there. And, you just try to focus on them. You try to get better. There are things that are happening downtown, the entertainment district with the extra security as well. And it just takes time. The perception isn't going to change overnight. That's for sure. We've seen that happen. But right now it's like, is there still a pride about St. Louis? Do you still have a pride about St. Louis? Is it something that you feel like you can get by? If somebody says something about the St. Louis area, does it upset you? These types of things are issues that we can talk about as well. Feel free to jump in on the chat line if you want, on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Try to get your comments out there as well. But we know, because we're from here, and we've grown up here, or most of us have grown up here in the area, or others have moved here and adopted the area. And of course, we make the city what it is. We make the areas what they are as well. So we are here. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us today, 8 to 10 a.m. The former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. By the way, the Blues back in action tonight. It's pretty much the second half of the season. If you look at the games, they're 17, 18, and 4, and they're playing the Blackhawks on ice with the Blackhawks tonight. The Blackhawks are just a game behind the Blues. Blues have 42 points. Blackhawks have 41, but the Blues have played an extra game. The Blues are 17, 18, and 8. The Blackhawks are 17, 18, and 7. So there's going to be 2 wild cards be making any of the top 3 in each division, the Central Division, the Pacific Division. So they're fighting it out with Utah, who has 43 points. Nashville's 42. The Blues 42. Chicago 41. Then in the other division, you've got the Kings, the LA Kings with 45 points. The Sharks with 45 points. The Ducks with 45 points. And Calgary with 40. So you literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams battling for 2 playoff spots down the stretch. The Blues are right there smack dab in the middle. They begin a 3-game road trip tonight, and the 3-game road trip starts in Chicago. Then they go to Vegas, and yeah, it's one of those things, right? It's just you have to like be on it all the time. We produce and do things locally. We do it organically. Producer I saw my monitor behind me change, and it's like, oh my God, here we go again. You're trying to work ahead, aren't you? Yep, that's what happens. And you got to, maybe there's a way to time it out. You never know. If anybody's ever put pictures on monitors, and then they go out after. Now, the one that the other studio that I have, that one stays up for about an hour because you've never had that issue. But I think you can time that out. One of those gifts that you get to go on and so forth.
Yeah, it's like it's just a thing that was going on. I think it's like a setup thing. I set it up to have set as backdrop, and it still just disappears, which shouldn't happen. So.
Hey, by the way, you live on Washington, the city. Do you feel safe? I've asked you this question before. Because right now it's a shrinking city.
Yeah, of course, but you know, I feel safe, but like I'm also like a
Are there times where
guy, so I
you're
don't
a sensitive guy?
No, yeah, I'm
What'd
a sensitive guy, but I said like I'm a 6'4" guy.
Oh, you are
pretty
dude, you're intimidating big, looking coming
like,
down.
Yeah, but
you're 6'4", your dreads.
Yeah, I got a nice smile though.
Yeah. Yes, you do, my friend. I've told you that.
Yeah.
But you feel safe.
Yeah, I feel safe.
Do you see the city shrinking?
Yes. Feels like it's shrinking every day.
That's sad. That's sad when you see that happening. I do appreciate the efforts that are trying to be there. And by the way, I love it when we get you on. We'll get we'll make your shot better. We'll make that look better too.
Yeah. I'm going to go in here and get in the lab tonight. Today was more like getting you on, trying to get it right. But tomorrow we got a guest in. Everything's going to be perfect tomorrow, but for sure. I'm going to be in here working in the lab.
No, I love it. I love the organic feel of it. We love want St. Louis to jump in with us too. I mean, we're just this network and this show. It's just about being real.
Yeah. It's like we move into the new studio and it just feels like I don't know. It's like, cause Carly uses the studio. It's like a Carly vibe right now. I don't know why. It's like upbeat.
Carly has a show. What's her show?
Hello Neighbor. But hers is like recorded. So it's like, it's a little different than going live in here.
Check out Carly.
Yeah.
I think I knew her from the Blues games, right? Did she used to do Blues?
Yeah, she I think she
still does
for the Blues.
I haven't been to a game yet this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I know she does something with the Blues.
So Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us. Several shows you can go to luinfo.com. Once again, that's luinfo.com to check out all the programming that we do have going on and from out the area. Hey, by the way, what did I see? I saw something. Do you watch NBA every night? I thought I saw something going on with NBA. Did something happen last night in the association? I didn't know if I'd missed something.
I don't really watch the NBA every night. I'd rather go play video games with my friends watching NBA right now because the NBA is kind of mid.
No,
too much 3-pointers, man.
You start to sound like me.
Too much. It's like I see better hoops when I go to South County YMCA because they.
That's.
It's more exciting because they're like pushing each other and they're getting into it. Like they're playing like their life is on the line. Like in the NBA, it's literally looking like they're just trying to hit like parlays and chill.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. I got it. Hey, something else I saw that happened. Work and Leisure, a Midtown event space, is shutting down after more than 7 years in business. It was over on Locust. I don't know if you were familiar with that. 5,000 square foot event space. I was there for an event via television. But they're closing down. They had weddings, celebrations, fundraisers, moments that you try to capture over there. So they're going to host a final farewell party, 5 to 11 p.m. on Friday, January 30th. So no tickets, no agenda, just drinks, memories, and a whole lot of gratitude. Speaking of gratitude, do you have a mentor in your life? Do you ever work with a mentor yet?
Yes, I have multiple mentors.
I was gonna
Yes.
do it as much as you can,
Yes,
even
I
at
love
my age.
mentors.
I'm 30 years older than you, and I've working with a
Yes.
a personal coach.
Yes. My mentor was my mom's roommate in college at Mizzou.
Oh, how about that?
She went to journalism school as well.
Because your mom went to Mizzou.
Yes.
M-I-Z, Z-O-U.
Yeah, and she was a head. She was an not chief editor, but she was one of the editors for CNN, head editor for CNN. And yeah, I'm glad that I met her.
So just one of your mentors.
No, I also have another guy for my sports realm. Call my sports realm guy. He used to work for Fox. Used to be on First Take. Rob Parker.
Oh, Rob from Detroit.
Yeah, from Detroit. My guy.
I knew Robin when I was in Detroit working.
Rob just texted me.
Tell Rob I said hi.
I will. Rob.
I guarantee he remembers me.
Yeah, Rob literally just texted me yesterday because he got like a radio, he got like a booth at his college that he went to at Southern Connecticut. They renamed it for him.
Well, he used to be on ESPN as well a lot.
Yeah, First Take. That's where I first saw him, and I was like, man, if I ever meet this guy, it's gonna be crazy. And I met him at the National Association for Black Journalism convention.
Oh yeah, NBG.
Yeah, NBJ, and it was like eye-opening experience. I loved it.
Then, no, mentors help. Yeah. And the thing that made me think about that was the guy who I go to, and he's from a Christian standpoint, is like people are happy, truly happy. We chase money, cars, houses, vacations, and there's always something more. And then when you get that, then you find the people who have the big boats, the summer homes, planes, and even more. And people are always changing. And sometimes chasing, and sometimes it can seem like fleeting glory. Once you get it, you want more. Or, oh, I want that perfect guy, or I want that perfect girl. And you realize there's no perfect guy, there's no perfect girl. And then you want somebody better, and so forth. But he has told me, and I'm convinced of this now, true happiness are people who have gratitude and give. When you have gratitude for what you have and you're giving to whomever of your time, money, resources, whatever it is, that's where true happiness is found. And you said something. Did you say gratitude? I thought I heard you say something about gratitude, which made me think about that.
Oh yeah, I'm gratitude. Like I'm grateful that I work here. Like every single day. And then I even work with a mentor. Like Earl Austin was one of my mentors that got me into journalism, literally.
Local sports icon.
So because he wrote a story on me when I was at St. Mary's. I was like, oh, that's the guy that's always at all our games.
Why did you ever consider Mizzou?
Oh, I did consider Mizzou.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Mizzou, but
I'm telling you, it's a great state university.
Yeah,
it really is. And the population is up there as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want to go to the same school as my mom. And when I applied for Drake, it was just calling me. My granddad went there. I was really close to him. And I was just like, man, I want to get out of Missouri and see what something else is. But yeah.
No, okay. I get it. That's Producer I, guys. I'm Vic Faust, 6:55 here on a Wednesday morning, January 7th. The weather's been absolutely gorgeous. Sun will be coming up here soon. We haven't been getting the sunrises until after 7 a.m. And then, of course, go figure, the sun sets at about 4:40, and it seems like it's 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock when it's like 5 o'clock, unfortunately. Look forward to the longer days. But it's sometime in the next 2 weeks we've reached or maybe getting close to reaching the shortest day of the year, and then we start to gain more sunlight on a daily basis. And it's like, okay, bring it on. We'll take that. Love that. So yeah, if you can get outside, enjoy it. Also, this was a bizarre story from yesterday. I was like, dang. We know St. Louis is a city where you've got a lot of people coming in and coming out. Sometimes from a positive standpoint, where people can come in and come out, but also from a negative standpoint if people are committing crimes and so forth. So that's a story to tell you about a bust, so to speak, that was made yesterday in the St. Louis area. We'll talk about that. We'll promote the sports events for tonight that are coming up, plus the U.S. Figure Skating Championships here in the St. Louis area. We'll get into that as well. Feel free to jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Give us your thoughts from that standpoint. St. Louis coming full center. By the way, USA Network carrying the United States Figure Skating Championships, 7 p.m. tonight on USA Network, and also tomorrow as well. And then, of course, any of the other stories that are happening, we'll jump into that. You guys want to jump in, let us know something is going on. Give us a shout out to anybody, everybody. The Blues also playing. So you got Blues, SLU, Mizzou, all on at the same time. We'll get into that, plus a whole lot more. We'll take a quick break. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. This is Arch City Now, producer Rise alongside. I'm Vic Faust. We'll be back with more right after this. Hey guys, welcome into the show. This is Arch City Now. Appreciate you being back for our second hour. If you didn't know, we're here Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., getting St. Louis up and at it. I'm Vic Faust. We have our producer, Rye, alongside as well. All things St. Louis all the time. Try to focus on the positive, the unique, promoting everything that we possibly can. News headlines, sports, you name it. Try not to get too serious about things, too dark, as we just try to get you up and going at it. Entertainment, music, sports, you name it, those sorts of things. So anyway, Hot Take 7.0 with the former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Follow us each day, 8 to 10 o'clock as well. On Mondays and Wednesdays, we have the MIZ STL show. Grant Salzman, Brendan Schaefer have that show for you today as well. And then, of course, we have a lot of programming that you can check out, luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com from that standpoint. One of the things that's been going on, we've been talking a lot about portal and college and the crazy amounts of money that are out there right now for all of these athletes, which is just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. It really is mind-boggling when you look at the amount of money and what's out there, what's happening. Also is a fact that we've got a situation too with Mizzou. Mizzou's doing pretty well, in their portal, but they've also got, and I mean a lot, they've got a lot that they need to get done and a lot that they need to find when it comes to the portal, when it comes to who they're going to replace in certain positions. For example, they only have one returning starter from last year, right? As of right now, one returning starter, a safety, Santana Bonner. That's it, man. That's it. One player, because Damon Wilson, defensive end, is going to the portal. That news came out. So it was like, okay, here we go again. Mizzou's going to have to find a way to get done, but they are picking up, starting to pick up the kind of people that they should, or at least getting some more from that standpoint. For example, some of the names may not make a lot of sense to you, but Houston Christian, a transfer. He actually played at Houston Christian. Zyshawn Edwards, he committed to Mizzou. Then Missouri got a pretty good safety. Jadon Blair, he transferred over from Notre Dame. Loved seeing that. Then, of course, another defensive back, CJ Bass. He was with Mizzou last year as a freshman, was allegedly supposed to go to the portal. Then he came back. So he's coming back. As we said, it's all kind of crazy there. And then Mizzou got an Oregon cornerback, Jalil Florence. He's played a lot. And then, of course, the big one is the Ole Miss transfer quarterback, Austin Simmons, who was going to be the starting quarterback at Ole Miss until he got hurt. Then Chambliss came in, became one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and Austin Simmons didn't get a chance again. But Austin is now the quarterback that is coming in from Mizzou. And of course, the one they got a couple days ago, their linebacker, Auburn transfer linebacker, Robert Woodyard Jr., who is really good, coming in to replace Josiah Trotter, who went to the draft. So the NFL draft, he did not go to the portal. But the interesting thing about it too is the fact of what you have and where you are when it comes to these players, how much money they're actually worth, what Mizzou and other schools are paying, just blows. I mean, it can blow your mind. That's for sure. So you start to look, and I focused a little bit of this yesterday, and I just wanted to get into it again, just to give you an idea of how much money is being spent on college football. For example, NIL evaluations for college athletes. I mean, it is bizarre, and it's even getting higher. We talked about a guy from Cincinnati signing with Texas Tech for nearly $5 million for 1 year. I mean, how about a Dylan Raiola, who was at Nebraska? His NIL valuation is like 2.3 million. You have a defensive back from Ohio State, Caleb Downs, 2.4 million. The quarterback that went to Indiana, Josh Hoover from TCU, 2.4 million. How about Alabama receiver Ryan Williams, a receiver, $2.7 million? And that's for 1 year to go play at these. I mean, it's just bizarre. Some of the money that these guys are getting, are considered to have to play college. This is college now, college. And that's why it's become just so bizarre in the amount of money. How about Bo Prabula? Mizzou fans got to see him at Mizzou this year. Guess what his evaluation is as he's taking a visit to Virginia Tech? This is what blew my mind. He, along with a guy named Cam Coleman, well, I'll just tell you, Bo Prabula's NIL evaluation, even after last year, is still $1.8 million. He's worth $1.8 million, and he had problems throwing the ball down the field. $1.8 million. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. That was his NIL evaluation right now as he looks for another school to jump into. I don't know. Just bizarre. Drew Mestemaker had a really good year. He's a quarterback going to Oklahoma State. He didn't even play a high school. He didn't start a varsity game in high school, but he kept working. He walked on at North Texas. He got hooked with a great coach, and then he became, 2.4 million. Sam Levitt, a quarterback who transferred or got in the portal from Arizona State, $3.1 million. The Cincinnati quarterback, I think he only had an evaluation of 3.4 million, but Texas Tech allegedly has paid near 5 million for him. Yeah. Then you start to look at some of those guys and it's like, you've got to be kidding me. The amount of money that's out there right now, where it's coming from, is it legit? How they're making these things happen. I know Mizzou fans just want Mizzou's got to get a lot of players still. So that's going to go on for some time, for the next weeks, as they try to put those rosters together and see what they can find in regards to, they got to find an outside receiver spot. They've got to find a lot at Mizzou, and I'm sure they will. But it's another reason why you're finding these schools and these coaches not liking a lot of what they're seeing or a lot of what they're having to deal with right now. When it comes to the transfer portal, it's like, okay, we'll pay you the money that we have, and here we go. But that's again why they have to sell tickets. They have to sell merchandise. They need donors coming into the programs to give all this money. And how long is it actually sustainable for? I guess we'll find out. At some point in time, right? Here we are. Okay, Arch City now, 7:13. I'm Vic Faust. Producer Rise alongside as well. Glad you guys are with us today, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Jump in on the show. Let us know how things are going, anything you want to promote in the St. Louis area, your business, other people, whatever the case may be. We love to do that for you. Also, if you guys have ideas for stories or interviews, we love that as well. Go ahead and do it. Chime in. Let us know why. Also, what we do there too is our interviews. For example, tomorrow, Colin Ledbetter started a new podcast for first responders throughout the St. Louis area. He was shot in line of duty back in 2022. His femoral artery was hit. I mean, he had to have 3 times the blood of a normal person just to survive. He did. His career was over after that as a law enforcement official, but he wanted to have a platform for first responders and people to hear what it is to be like and to live that kind of life. It's called Built Different. He'll be live in studio with us tomorrow at 7:30 to talk about that podcast, to really shine a light on first responders. And, we're all about first responders here, the men and women who do what they do as we try to promote them so well. And we're just grateful for them to spend some time with us tomorrow. So we'll have Colin in tomorrow. Look forward to that. Also, we've got on Monday, This is something that's been very interesting. I'm so glad that she had this idea to go ahead and do this. But Kelly Lamb Montgomery put together a book on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle. You can get a paperback. It's called "It's About Time." She focused on 39 local women about their journeys in being working women, successes, failures, adversities, ups, downs, the all arounds, and really put a top-notch list. I think it's maybe 39 women together in a book, and they had the launch. And now, just about how they became the best that they could be in the careers that they're in. You can purchase at the link in the comments at Amazon. It's called Time. So Kelly used to do a show here, as a matter of fact. She'll be back in studio with us on Monday. We'll be talking with her on Monday about some of the things that are going on in regards to promoting this book and everything else that goes along with that. So if you guys have other ideas for guests, keep us posted. We're grateful that you guys let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. Sports, news, entertainment, music, food, you name it. We cover it. We're here getting St. Louis up all the time, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Get outside, enjoy the weather. My gosh, how amazing is this? We had 68 and sunny yesterday. I mean, when's the last time, seriously, that it's been like this? I mean, we've had a couple good weeks in the last 3 weeks of weather, maybe 2 weeks out of the last 4. 60s today, 60s tomorrow. Friday, a little cloudy, maybe in the 50s, but still not too shabby, especially when you consider what we could normally get in January, the first week of January. Here we are, 2026, starting the year off right. Last year at this time, a few days in, we were dealing with snowstorms and icy roads. This year, we're dealing with sunshine and 68. I'll take this year. You forget. People forget how bad it was last year. I think it was January 4th. Literally right after the new year, roads were iced over, terrible commutes. And this year, it's like people are out suntanning. It was last year. See, you already forgot. You already forgot, didn't you? Yeah, of course you did. It's all right. It's all good. But now it's like, bring it on, baby. We like it. We appreciate it. That's producer Rye. I'm Vic Faust, Art City Now. X, Facebook, and YouTube is where you can live stream us every day. You can also listen to us on 590 AM. Appreciate you guys jumping in and keeping those things going. Okay, news headline story from yesterday. I talk about St. Louis being one of these corridor cities, things that can happen. Yeah. Well, also, this looked like a DEA story from a movie. But yesterday, a truck driver heading from Missouri to Indiana was found hauling more than 300 pounds of cocaine during a traffic stop. I mean, that's insane. A street value of $7 million. Yeah, that's insane. So they found dozens of brick-shaped packages of cocaine stacked from the tractor trailer. I mean, I'm like, how much would $7 million? I'm clueless with this. I'm stupid when it comes to drugs. I am sorry. According to Ames, Indiana, troopers conducted a routine Department of Transportation compliance inspection. It was eastbound lanes of I-70 at mile marker 41 in Putnam County. Driven that route a few times. Isn't it insane? So during the traffic stop.
So he was hauling it all in a tractor?
No, a tractor not a tractor.
Like in a
yeah. No, in the back.
In like the back of like a pickup.
Yeah, in the back. I'll explain. No, I mean literally a truck driver.
Oh.
No, but listen to this though. I don't know what this means, but they said that officers observed criminal indicators. And then also a canine unit alerted the Indiana police to the presence of narcotics, prompting a thorough search. But so did they call the dogs in? That's what I don't get. Did they pull the truck over? Is it a normal truck stop? So inside the truck's sleeper berth is where they found it. They found 309, not 300 pounds, 309 pounds of cocaine. That's huge. And if they found the one truck, you wonder how many trucks are driving through all the time. It just reminds me of some of these movies.
That's what I was just about to say. That's like a show I watch. I watched a show called Power, and that's exactly how it is. Like, that's crazy.
Well, it's interesting. I have a DEA friend here in St. Louis. We'll have him on the show at some point in time. He's writing scripts for Hollywood. He has a knack for it. Super talented. But allegedly right now, especially, well, you look with what the president, whether you agree or not, we're not getting into politics, did with Venezuela and kind of narco and drug seizures and blowing up drug boats and things from that standpoint. Allegedly, Americans love to watch shows like that. Like, it gets interest. And when they do their focus study groups, they have buttons that you're supposed to post, or you hit that you like things and it shows like people's interest goes up. It's DEA stuff, drugs, cartels, crime, cops. So I don't know. It rings out. So anyway, he's writing scripts. Like, people have contacted him to write scripts, and don't be surprised if he ends up being like a Taylor Sheridan, Landman, Yellowstone fame, because people are wanting to know stories like this, what we're talking about. We say it sounds like it. So they learned that the truck was traveling from Joplin, Missouri. So it started in Joplin to Richmond, Indiana. There were 2 men inside. Yeah, they were arrested.
I hope.
Gurpreet Singh of Fresno, California. They were Californians. And Jasveer Singh, 30, of Santa Clara, California. Each charged with one count of dealing narcotics. Yeah, just bizarre. 309 pounds of coke coming through Missouri right there. But a lot of things come through Missouri. I mean, it can be good for business, but it can also be bad as well, because it links with so many states and you can get to a lot of places from that standpoint as well. So anyway, yeah, I digress from that. That's for sure. Arch City Now here. Glad you guys are with us. By the way, tonight, big sports night in the area. Well, at least, I mean, you can watch a lot, at least from that standpoint. You have got Mizzou on the court tonight at Kentucky. Mizzou, and I don't know how this happened, but they're a 13.5 point underdog at Kentucky. Mizzou's 11-3. They're 1-0 in the SEC. They just upset at home Florida by 2 points. They played terrific, hard fought game, lots of energy, enthusiasm, and effort. My concern was, would they be able to take that kind of game on the road? Because they gave everything. The crowd pushed it. And apparently Vegas has the same questions, because they've got Kentucky, who's just 9-5. Played a more difficult schedule, but Kentucky at 9-5 as a 13.5 point favorite. That is a lot of points to give up. So that game is at 6 tonight, so people can watch that. You've also got SLU. SLU's at VCU tonight. SLU's 13-1. Only loss was to Stanford. Unfortunately, it's the best team they played all year. They're blowing out everybody that they're supposed to beat. VCU is 2-0. They're 11-4 overall. Dayton, by the way, 12-4 in the conference, 3-0. George Mason, 14-1. They're 2-0. And then you look at SLU tonight at VCU. So you got that game tonight. That's a 6 p.m. game as well. So you've got SLU at 6 p.m. tonight. You've got Mizzou at 6. What is that? Yeah, they're at 6 p.m. tonight. And then you've also got the Blues playing tonight. The Blues are at Chicago, and it works out perfect. It's a later start if you want to stay up late. But then you got the Blues at the Blackhawks at 8:30 on TNT. So you got Mizzou and SLU at 6 tonight. That's kind of fun. Then you can watch that game when it gets done. Then at 8:30, you got the Blues. The Blues at Blackhawks. We talked about that. The Blues 17-18 and 8. The Blackhawks are 17, 18, and 7. The Blackhawks have played one less game than the Blues. A lot of teams are 8 teams fighting for the final 2 playoff spots in the second half of the season. Of course, they're going to have a disruption to the season for 2 weeks when it comes to the Olympics, which will be starting next month in Milan, Italy. Talked a little bit about that this week. So you get some of that action going on. You see what you have going on with the Blues. Really needing to put themselves in a good position for the final, 42 games? 41 games of the season. Looking forward and everything that they have going on. So lots of action tonight there. And we didn't even get in what we'll be getting into. And that's with the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. They're in town as well. After we take a break, we'll talk more about that too, with what you have coming up from a sheer sports standpoint. So lots going on a Wednesday night that, we haven't had. It's been a very quiet week after we kind of got back into the swing of things, where you have back to school, back to work, people not getting involved very much when it comes to the sports side. But now the schedule's switching around a little bit. So it's like, okay, all right, we'll see where that goes. By the way, you've also got a lot of NFL action, coaches coming, coaches going. John Harbaugh was fired by the Ravens after several years there. But he allegedly had 7 teams call him or his agent within 45 minutes of that news coming out. Yeah, might be nice. But in the NFL, to have 18 seasons, I mean, 18 years at any job, much less an NFL head coaching job, where turnover is rampant and turmoil is everywhere and it's every day, and just crazy. Yeah, so Harbaugh won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. He went 180-13. He was 13-11 in the playoffs. So they've just, boy, oh boy, if you're a Ravens fan, you know what you've dealt with. The last, 5 years, it just seems like players do something bad. This year was a missed field goal. Last year, Mark Edwards dropped a 2-point conversion. The year before that was a fumble. That have just kept the Ravens kind of snake bit from doing better when it comes to the playoffs. But those things have happened. They're there. And of course, lot of NFL news coming down. Jason Garrett, who's an analyst as well, being listed as a possibility for the Titans. I thought we saw what he offered. Jason Garrett, that is, when he was the Cowboys coach, but I guess not. I guess they have their man and they think they know what they can do from that standpoint. So more power to them. More power to them. Hey, by the way, Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us each day, 8 to 10 a.m. Cam Jansen, the former Blue. We were talking about the Blues, and Jim the Cat Hayes, Cardinals broadcaster. They'll be in following us. They do each day, Monday through Friday. And don't miss the MIZ STL show today. Lots to get into promoting the basketball game tonight with Brendan. Also, as with Grant Salzman, Brendan Schaefer, Grant Salzman, and plus the latest on the portal. There's news every single day coming out of the portal. The other interesting thing about that too, when it comes to the portal right now, we saw Missouri's Damon Wilson last year. Georgia sued him. This is the other thing, where these kids are being sued by schools if they break their contracts. And then the kids are saying, well, we can break our contracts. It's like nobody is in charge of anything. So now you just had a kid who signed a brand new deal to go to Washington. Literally, I mean, the kids are not learning anything about life. Signed a contract to go to Washington as a quarterback. And then a few days later said, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go somewhere else. So Washington is suing the kid. I don't know what they're suing him for, money, whatever, because he signed a contract. They put time, effort, money into the kid. Other younger players that they said, well, we've already got our guy. Sorry. So they go look elsewhere. And then that guy goes, no, I'm not going to stay here anymore. I'm going to go somewhere else, because there's nobody overseeing anything anything when it comes to college football right now. It's bizarre. It's unfortunate, but it's happening, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better anytime soon. Just sad that the NCAA allowed this to happen. Then when it happened, now there's no oversight. Yeah, somebody needs to take charge. I wish Nick Saban wanted to do it. I wish there was a way that people would jump in and go after that. But right now, not happening. So just bizarre, the things that are going on right now in college football and specifically at the University of Missouri. All right, guys, we'll take a quick break. We are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. Producer Rise alongside. I'm Vic Faust. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more right after this. You're listening to us and live streaming us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Also on 590 AM. Back with more right after this. Yes, it is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, January 7th. Oh, we are ready to rock and roll today. Thanks for jumping in on the show. I'm Vic Faust, Art City Now, producer Ryan alongside, as always, bringing you everything from a St. Louis stamp inside and out. Love it when you guys jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. Anything from a St. Louis standpoint, we love to promote the businesses, the people, the activities, the entertainment, the things that are going on, not only here, but around town as well. And of course, you can always, always, always jump in and ask us those questions, as we love to promote those things that are happening here. Appreciate you being with us as always. We're here from 6 to 8 a.m. each day. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us from 8 to 10 o'clock. Cam Jansen, Jim the Cat Hayes as well. By the way, big day, big week for St. Louis, not only when it comes to everything that we normally have going on, but the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in town, ready to take center stage. And it really is a cool thing because, man, it puts us front and center, not only when it comes to the United States best skaters, figure skaters, but across the world, because the United States right now is considered to be the best figure skating team in the world. Out of the four disciplines, the major four disciplines, we have three current world champions that are here in the St. Louis area this weekend. So yeah, it's a big deal to have this in the St. Louis area. These things were planned out years in advance. So glad St. Louis was able to bring it here. And then go figure, just from the impact of the timing, some of the biggest names in the sport are now in St. Louis this week. There's still tickets available. And by the way, not only are there still tickets available, you can also watch on USA Network. They have coverage at least the next two nights at 7 p.m. I'm not sure about Friday. It might be Friday too, but NBC takes over the coverage after that. But you're talking about the Milan Games coming up next month. This is an opportunity to have the Olympians push forward into what they can get done. The championships this year, obviously, as I was just talking about, going to include some of the most impressive lineups in recent memory. Isabel Levito, a competitor in the World Skating event, said, quote, "Nationals feels different to me than all competitions. I don't know how to describe it, really finding a way to just think from element to element, because sometimes it just feels like this big program can feel overwhelming." She says, but when I think from element to element, I realize of how capable I am of everything. So she is certainly a star in her sport right now. And of course, it's also just a terrific opportunity when it comes for St. Louis to do everything that they can to consider how good they really are. Bob Dunlap, U.S. Figure Skating Director of Events, remarked on the success of the American athletes at the World Championships that were held in March in Boston. He's like, we just hosted the World Championships back in March, and our athletes won three. They won the world gold in the ladies, the men, and ice dance. So 3 out of 4 disciplines, they were number one. So you currently have 3 of the best 4 disciplines in the world that are Americans, and they're in St. Louis this week. So if you get some tickets, get out to Enterprise to check it out. By the way, figure skating, and I learned more about it when I was in Detroit covering stories and sports. I liked covering Tanith Belbin, if people remember Tanith. A lot of skating going on in the Detroit area. They're athletes, and skating, man. We know about it. We talk about our Blues and the hockey players, and how exhausting and grueling it is. And I mean, in skating and what it takes out of you, nobody knows unless you're doing it. And then you think about doing it in Little League and then juniors, if you're playing college, and then the NHL, then figure skating, jumping and landing and precision. Doing it, TV does not do it justice as opposed to watching it in person. So you can watch it on TV. You can try to get some tickets at Enterprise, but also big deal, thousands, 10 to 15,000 people expected to be in the St. Louis area this week for the skating championships. So more power to them from that standpoint. Hope all's well there. Also, they will have the competition goes on this week, and then they announce the team on Sunday. Everything is televised. And what a nice week of weather, especially for St. Louis to be able to host a national event. And we need more national events in St. Louis. We've talked about this. Somehow, some way, there's no surprise. And the people downtown, officials have noticed we've lost convention business. We need these events. We've always done well when it comes to the wrestling championships that were here. When there's basketball tournaments that are here, NCAA, we do well, but need more of these events. So if you run into anybody, be kind, talk about how great St. Louis is from that standpoint. Of course, we want to promote anything and everything that we possibly can from that standpoint. This is Arch City Now at 7:43 on a Wednesday morning. Happy hump day. We talk about the things that are going on in town. By the way, tonight, not only do you have that on at 7 o'clock tonight, but we've also got a situation where you got the Blues on tonight. Blues don't play until 8:30. It's a TNT game with the Blackhawks in Chicago. Blues looking for a 3-game win streak. It's been a while. I don't even think they've had a 3-game win streak this year. If I'm wrong, let me know. Jump in. I can't remember. But I can tell you this. They're 17, 18, and 8. The Blackhawks are 17, 18, and 7. Blues have 42 points. The Blackhawks have 41. Those two teams just a part of 8 teams that are all neck and neck fighting for what appears to be the final 2 playoff spots going down the stretch in the NHL season. The Olympics obviously are going to force the NHL into a 2-week break. That'll happen in February, and then they come back full go. But man, oh man, the Blues appear to be hitting stride right now with Joel Hofer and Jordan Bennington putting some good starts back to back. And let's see what they got. Let's see what they got going on here. Maybe they take it down the stretch now when it matters the most, where we've seen the Blues do some good things, obviously, like they did last year. But it's not going to be easy. A lot of competition, a lot of parity as well in the NHL, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but it certainly will make for a tight finish as they come down the stretch. Also tonight, when we talk about Mizzou in action, excited to see them play. They're 13.5-point underdogs. Beat Florida at home. But Vegas says, yeah, we're not buying this Mizzou team yet. Let's see if they can do that on the road. Florida had their worst, I repeat, their worst shooting performance in quite some time. So that's a 13.5-point spread tonight. Man, I don't know. I might stay away from that. I might stay away from that. That's Missouri had their full complement of players back for the first time this season when they did beat Florida the other night by 2 points. Good luck. We'll see where that goes. Also, the Billikens tonight in action, 6 o'clock as well. So Mizzou and SLU at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. tonight. You got the Blues at 8:30. The U.S. Figure Skating Championships at 7. A lot of sports watching, if that's something that you guys get excited about. And certainly wish you guys the best from that. We'll be talking a lot about that tomorrow. We also have tomorrow Colin Ledbetter. He is 7:30 to talk more about what's happening with a brand new podcast that he's got called Built Different. And regarding this podcast, it's about first responders. Colin, if you didn't know, took a bolt in the line of duty to his femoral artery, thank God he survived, needed 3 times the amount of blood of a normal person just to survive. He did. And now he's got a platform and he's giving back to the community, giving people a chance to talk and learn what it's like for first responders and the jobs that they do, because nobody will ever understand a job like that until they do it themselves and or really listen. I mean, really listen to somebody else who's going through something like this. So we appreciate you guys being with us each and every day from that standpoint with the interviews. If you guys have ideas, we will certainly pass those ideas along, get those interviews out there, and promote any and everything we possibly can do from a St. Louis perspective. That's for sure. So that's your sports aspect of what's coming up for tonight. If we miss something, you guys can keep us posted and let us know what's going on there. You got the U.S. Figure Skating Championships who are here. The other thing that's interesting about that is you want people to feel safe. And then people go and talk. It's like, no, this perception of St. Louis that it had from years past is not true. Producer Rye, who lives downtown, says he feels pretty safe for the most part. He just says that it seems like there's not been much activity in the city. And he's like, when you do have something downtown, you can tell everything changes. It's that easy. Even bringing just 10,000 people, more people to the area, we would love to see. But they've also got serious safety concerns in place for the figure skating championships being here. Chief Tracy from the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department says they have their plan outlined to make sure there's no issues, both uniformed and ununiformed police presence in Enterprise all around the place, the surrounding neighborhoods, to make sure it's. They say they're expecting about 60,000 visitors this week. That's a lot more people, especially in the city of St. Louis. Glad to see that we've got that many people here. I think I'd seen a report where there was supposed to be an economic impact, I don't know, around $10 million for the city. Yeah, that would be huge. We need a lot of money in the city. And it also gives people an opportunity to witness for themselves and not just hear something, because we do unfortunately know if something happens, perception's reality. Whether it's true or not, good or bad. Oh, well, I heard this, or I think. Not until you actually experience something or get to know somebody do you truly know what something is. And we always know there's always two sides to a story. St. Louis has a positive story, and yes, there's been a negative one as well. But there's too many good people, successful people, business people, from Ron Kraszewski at Stiefel to Bob Laughlin when it comes to the business and construction that he's got, and people downtown the city really trying to do a good job. Kara Spencer trying to work with people from the county as well to promote St. Louis. And we need that, especially, because there was another polling that just came out where St. Louis is also considered to be now one of the top 22 fastest shrinking cities. And we know that. We've had businesses moving out, TV stations moving out, people moving out of downtown, so to speak, and into other areas. So obviously big deals when it comes to finding a way to get people to stay and or businesses to stay. And you got to start with the safety. Number one is safety. And we've talked about that several times. If people feel safe, businesses feel safe, then there's more of a chance of that happening. But the problem is it takes time. So it takes time. You got to do things the right way for time. And then over time, you start to see some of the things that change. I got more information. I mean, it's crazy on that transfer deal and what you have. So you have a quarterback. His name was Damon Williams Jr. He was the quarterback at Washington. He had signed a new deal to stay there. And then 4 days later, he says, I'm not staying. But it was it was a binding contract. He could not go, which is why Washington is now suing him, because they say they hurt the school because they told other kids that he was already there. So then they went on. So they're going to pursue the contract. That's the other interesting thing about this whole portal now. Universities are now going after the kids because the kids are thinking, well, I can do whatever I want. It's the same thing. I'm sorry. I respect the student athletes. I was one of them myself. I am all for players and student athletes getting paid. I was one myself. It's almost impossible to work another job when you have school and you have athletics to deal with, especially in this day and age, and what it takes to keep your scholarship. I'm all for it in a structured way. You need structure. Anything without structure is going to end up in chaos. And now the old adage is, if you let the inmates run the asylum, well, you're kind of seeing that in college football right now. Every player, it doesn't matter where they're from, what the color of their skin are, they are abusing the system, and it is sad. Well, guess what? Oh, when the attorneys show up and go, hey, Mr. Desmond Williams, guess what, Damon? You broke a contract. You now owe hundreds of thousands of dollars. then we start to see some of the things that are going to go on. And I don't blame Washington for going after the kid. I don't. You got to set a precedent. You've got to set a standard somehow, some way, especially when it appears as if this contract was null and void. But at the same point in time, these schools and coaches will also lie to kids. And remember yesterday I brought this up. I told you that one thing that's been underreported, these kids are all going to the portals for whatever sports. They're not saying that they're, quote, getting fired or cut. Guess what? Yesterday, there was a kid, a linebacker from Kansas State, that said, today I was informed that my scholarship has been revoked and I've been told to enter the transfer portal. What did I say yesterday? Yeah. Just start calling them out. It doesn't make you look good
at all. It doesn't.
It's like, oh, I got broken up with. Who cares? It's all right. It's all good. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. Maybe something's wrong with them. That's for sure. You ever dealt with that?
What, getting broken up with?
If somebody says, I don't want this. And it's like, you think at first you may think something's wrong with you. Then in time you go, no, there's nothing wrong with you.
I know it's nothing.
Something's wrong with the other.
I know there's nothing wrong with me.
Something's wrong with the other person. Yeah, seriously. And everybody else knows it, even though you may not know it. There are certain, those businesses, schools, people, those things happen, man.
Then when they come back, they have to work extra harder to get on my time again, get on my good side.
Yeah, but sometimes sometimes there's those people that, even though their pride, the same thing, people, school, businesses, their pride is so great, they'll never admit it.
True.
And they'd rather, anyway, once again, as I say, I digress. So anyway, they're going after these kids in the portal. But I credit, and I can't remember who the kid is, but he's like, listen, I was told today that I have to go to the portal. And that's the first time I've seen something like, just be honest, be direct, be black and white, communicate. Too many people don't communicate.
Exactly.
And they want, this is that. Just be honest. You are who you are.
Yeah. And
you don't have to hide anything.
Yeah. Doing the Football 360 show yesterday, that's what Matt was talking about too. It was like, guys are just like, there shouldn't be 4,000 or what is it, 4,000 guys in the transfer portal?
I've heard everything from 3,000 to 4,000, maybe 3,500.
Yeah, 1,000 kids aren't going to have a spot, or they're going to have to come back. That's what it's.
Yeah, and they had a kid at Mizzou that allegedly was going to the portal but came back, a defensive back. So
yeah,
those things are happening all over the place, and some of those life lessons that we were talking about. It's like, okay, we see what's going on. A couple other news headlines that we were talking about. Crazy story out of St. Louis yesterday. A truck was going from Missouri to Indiana, pulled over with 309 pounds of cocaine, street value of $7 million. Those dogs, canines, sniffed it out. Go figure. By the way, also High Point Burger Fry Joint, High Point Drive-In closes in 3 St. Louis area locations. Baldwin, Edwardsville, O'Fallon, Illinois, done. They're closing up shop from that standpoint as well. Also, St. Louis County Executive Sam Page, who will not be running for re-election, was grilled last night at the council meeting by Republicans and Democrats for wanting to use Rams settlement money to pay off debts in the county. A couple people thought it was fine. Most people did not. So now they're trying to figure out how to handle that. All gets back to the budget deficit in St. Louis County. How there's one there, I have no idea. It is what it is, and it's going on, unfortunately. So trying to get to the bottom of that as well. And then, of course, as we continue to bring you the stories from the St. Louis aspect, just keep us posted on interviews, story ideas, so forth, things from that standpoint. And of course, we bring you those stories every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Of course, we are Arts City Now. I'm Vic Faust. Producer Rye joins me. Hot Take Central 2.0 is coming up next. That's Cam Jansen, the former Blue, and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. We need some more Cardinal updates. I know they picked up a relief pitcher yesterday, but wondering what's going to happen with Ornato and some of they may be getting into some of that today, especially when you have a little bit of the news coming down the pipeline from the Cardinals picking up somebody else. So anyway, some of the things that were going on. Appreciate you guys being with us today. Thanks for working through some of the technical issues that we have been working on, as well as we move from place to place and so forth. So anyway, we'll keep you posted. Jumping on the show when you can. As always, stay positive. We're grateful that you join us here Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 a.m. Enjoy the weather. Hot Take Central 2.0 coming up next. We will talk to you later. We are out.